Mic check 1 2. What it do? Welcome back to the Mic Check podcast. This is T Word. Today we're talking about Amazon Prime and the Premier Boxing Champions, aka PBC. But before we get into the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about the content here. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. And we're going to be talking about Amazon Prime Video, which is one of probably the largest streaming platform on the planet. At least they have the highest subscriber base. And then you have Premier Boxing Champions, home to nearly 200 boxing athletes. So one of the premier brands in boxing as far as promotional / broadcasting companies go. It's headed by Al Heyman, and one of the biggest things that you find with PBC in general is that it's kind of a love or hate situation. There's people who really enjoy what PBC brings to the table, and then there's people who absolutely hate what PBC represents. So when you think about Premier Boxing Champions as a player in the boxing game, you have to consider that they are, for the most part, a necessity for boxing as it currently is set up. You've got several different major promotions. The couple that I'm going to name is going to be Top Rank, and then you got Golden Boy, and if you want to throw others in, Queensberry, etc. And then you have two broadcasting platforms, ESPN and DAZN, which is app only. ESPN actually goes terrestrial, where you could get it directly through your cable provider. So you've got two different ways to get boxing. And then you've got this third major company out there, PBC, who used to be on Fox and Showtime in kind of an exclusive deal. And for the most part, it worked out, but obviously something went wrong. Fox did not renew with them after 2022. So all of 2023, PBC was on Showtime. Then Showtime folded up their sports branch altogether after roughly 40 years. So now you have this big company with all these boxers with no home. But like most people, more than a year out, we knew that Showtime was going to fold up their boxing branch, but we didn't realize it's going to be the entire sports branch. So they folded that up when they became a part of Paramount and the Paramount Plus brand. So that kind of was going to go away. We started to see signs of this early in 2023, and by the end of the year, the announcement came out that Showtime was going to be calling it quits at the end of the year. So that left PBC without a home. But you know that with all of us on the outside, us fans, knowing that this was coming, you got to know that Al Heyman knew. So he went to Amazon Prime, and the whole point of this is why I think PBC and Amazon Prime are a perfect pair. So I've given you the history, and my reasoning is going to be much more brief. First of all, I said it in the opening, the biggest, if one of the biggest, if not the biggest from a subscriber standpoint platform. You have Amazon Prime, which opens up a advertising avenue that PBC has never had. I mean, the closest they had was having fights on Fox or NBC on ESPN, but Prime actually reaches far more people, and it covers so many different demographics. So if they want to advertise a big pay-per-view coming up or whatever event they're actually going to do, because my understanding is they're just doing their major stuff, their pay-per-views and probably marquee fights only. So you're probably looking at like 6 dates over the year. Where the rest of the PBC fights are going to go, that has yet to be stated. But anyway, for these 6 events that are likely going to happen for sure, you're going to be able to splash them all over the Amazon shopping app, the video app, the music app, and everywhere else that Amazon has a footprint, their podcast app, all that. All these different avenues that they're going to have an opportunity to hear about these up and coming boxers, which also means that you could create side pocket content like quick little brief interviews. So if you want, you got this up and coming boxer, put him on the podcast on the Prime platform. Give those people over at Amazon access, the media people access to your talent, and let them promote them basically from an in-house basis. So to me, it makes perfect sense to go with the organization that's this big, a brand that's so big, anybody across the globe. When you think about the Showtime aspect, it was limited to very specific countries and continents. There was people that always complained about not being able to see Showtime or the Showtime pay-per-views if it didn't go through like ppv.com or something like that. They were having to steal the fights, even though they were happy to pay the money. You can eliminate that problem by having a global platform. So this to me makes sense. The only part that's a little crazy to me is that it's not a deal to where they've got, 30 dates or whatever with like 6 to 8 pay-per-views or something like that. It just sounds like they're going to get the big ticket fights on there. And that leads me into, for the rest of that, maybe there's a way that Al Heyman can work with some of the overseas funding and get some of his bigger shows over there where he can continue to pay his athletes well, but also get a platform for his up and coming athletes to get a shine and be that next generation superstars. But I'm going to talk about the Saudi money in a different video. So you guys let me know what you think. This has been T for the Mic Check podcast. Until the next time, I'm out. Peace.